So, I was thinking about a question to ask you, but I forgot. I forgot what I wanted to ask you. But is it like, of course, it's related to today's topic and everything, but I forgot it. So, and this is the part where we stop. This is a beautiful day here in Pereira, and we decided to do this interview and our podcast about conversation clubs. This is going to be the topic of today. And by the way, I'm going to take off this because I cannot see anything with them, but I'm just wearing the glasses because of the beautiful day we're actually having here in Pereira City. So without further ado, guys, make sure you activate the closed caption and the subtitles so that you can understand what we are saying. And this is going to be in English, so I hope you're going to learn a lot. Without further ado, please comment, share, and subscribe. And this is it. Could you please introduce yourself?
Okay. Hello, guys. My name is Beatriz. I am 38 years old. Living actually in Pereira. And agree with Santiago. It's a nice and beautiful day today.
Okay, that's it.
That's
your
it.
introduction. Okay.
That's my introduction.
That was really brief, actually, and that's good. I mean, we don't have to add specific information, and we're going to start. All right. So, first question: how do you learn English? This is the first question we always ask here.
Okay, it was maybe 10 years ago.
Okay.
I started to learn by myself because I love English. I love language, especially English and French.
Okay.
So I started to reading some books, some news, and I feel interest for learning English. So I start by myself, and after that I start to exchange some language in some chats. When I see that I have the skill for try to learn it, I start to study in the SENA virtual. So I start year by year because I not so much into the English, but with the time I finished the levels in SENA, and that's all.
So, well, guys, for those of you who actually don't know anything about SENA or what that means, actually it's the national place where people, students, teenagers, adults can go and actually learn, mostly the trades. Okay, that's vocabulary for you. That is to say, electrician, different occupations. Okay, actually they are not straight or directly professions, but they are occupations because it takes less time to actually have a certificate. So they teach different languages. Do you know how many languages people actually teach at SENA?
What I know is maybe English and French.
Okay.
I hear before about Portuguese, but I'm not sure. And this is that what I see in the platform of the SENA. Is this?
Okay, that's right. So, well, we're going to start, and today's topics is actually the topic of today is conversation clubs. So, what do you think about conversation clubs? I mean, have you been practicing in conversation clubs? So, tell us everything you know about them.
Okay, I started to the conversation class maybe 1 or 2 years ago.
Okay.
For me, it's really interesting because more than exchange your language, another language of course, and to practicing, to know more people, to learning more vocabulary or even grammatical things you can learn it. The clubs make on you the possibility to exchange your ideas, your things with another persons, with foreigners, because in the clubs there are a lot of people who come from another countries, and you can meet people, make friends, share coffee and talk. That is the good thing, I think, for the human being. Is the good thing that you can talk and that you make interact and make a good conversation with new people.
Okay.
It's interesting to meet people.
Okay, that's right. So it is true. I couldn't agree more, because actually I think I've been learning most of my English is actually thanks to conversation clubs, because as you said, is the real language,
Yeah.
you know, the real interaction. So have you were saying that you get to meet foreigners, people from, have you met people from different countries, and if so, which nationalities, or who are they, who were they?
Oh, of course, there are a lot of persons from United States. I meet people from France, from even before, not now in the clubs. I meet people from Africa, from Tunisia. I meet people from England,
too.
Germany. So there's a lot of people that you can meet, foreign people that you can meet in the clubs, and of course to exchange your knowledge.
Okay, so well, guys, as you actually heard, she was bringing the topic of like people from England, and you know that British people, they have a different accent, right? So I'm going to ask you, you know, you pretty much know what I'm going to ask you now, because what about the British accent? What do you think about it? What are your thoughts on this specific type of accent?
For me, it's really interesting because it's a kind of have a high level, because you know, in South America or in Latin America, we always try to learn the English from United States, but about England, the accent, even the words, the language in itself is different to our language, because it's not the pronunciation, but the words that we use, like ketchup or capsule, water or water, is different for them.
Okay.
So could be the same meaning, but the pronunciation and the meaning is different to another, to our language that when we learn English is different. It's really different, and it's interesting because you can learn it, practicing, and to know another way to make a communication.
Okay, I see it. And like during conversation clubs, what have you learned? I mean, in terms of vocabulary, in terms of experiences, is there something you can say, you know, I have learned this through conversation clubs, otherwise I wouldn't learn this? Is there something?
Yes, first of all, of course, vocabulary, because you know, another people have another kind of language that you can learn in day by days. But another thing that you can debate some topics, and there are some interesting topics for me or for another people that are with you. For example, topics about general knowledge, or about another country, or political things, or even about religion or food, or many things that we have in Colombia, even in another countries. So you can learn and you can exchange with another people.
Okay, that's really, really striking, impressive, and I couldn't agree more. It's the conversation clubs. I think those spaces are for you to learn more that you could learn maybe in a classroom. Okay, would you, talking about a little bit about this before I forget, you know, because I'm going to ask you different questions based on what you are like actually sharing about debates. Do you like debates? Yes or no, and why?
Of course, I like debates, but for me, the first thing that you have to have in mind is the respect. Because you can debate all topics, but you cannot go on in another conversation trying to disrespect someone because they think different. The topic for me is the respect and after the way that you think. So if you are not able for have a debate with respect, so don't go in, because it's sad to go in a place where are full of people who think different, and you expect that another thing like you are thinking.
Makes sense.
So For me, first of all, respect, and after that you can exchange your opinion, but always thinking in another. How he feels, how he is thinking, why he is thinking, because we don't know what he is living, so we cannot go on in their space.
Okay, yeah. Actually, I think it's you're bringing up something really important, which is a good exchange, but being respectful. And I think the best debate is where you have. I mean, it's like you give and you take something. It's like back and forth. You know, you exchange it because it's exchange, right?
Yeah.
You're giving info and you're like actually getting info back. What do you think about that?
More than info, I think it's knowledge, because the info you can take it from the social media.
Makes sense.
But the knowledge from another person is really interesting, because you know how they express in another country, for example, in another city even. You know how they express, you know how they are feeling, you know how they are trying to take the feelings inside, taken out by the language. And this is so important, not only for me, I think for the persons who go there.
Okay, yeah. That, as you saw, we're actually having some kind of debate in here. But you're right. I mean, info it's everywhere.
Yeah.
But the knowledge or the wisdom that comes with it, it's another thing.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about in terms of education? You speak English, you know, you have like an intermediate, close to upper intermediate level in English. And I would like to know, and I believe people would like to know, I mean, where do you learn English? I mean, did you take classes, or do you do it by yourself? Because you know that nowadays many people, they actually play video games, or they go to web pages and they learn on their own.
Yeah.
So I think we're like curious about how do you do it? I mean, how was this process for you? And if you did it in conversation clubs, or you do it on your own?
Like I told you before, I started in the Sena, but first step that I did was to learn by myself. With movies, learning reading some books, or exchanging language, my bad language at this time, with some people, foreign people.
What do you mean bad language?
At this time, I don't know a lot of English, so
like
I'm trying.
Incorrect words.
Incorrect vocabulary, a lot of bad wrong expressions, but the knowledge comes with that. When you are trying, and somebody come to you and teach you how to say the good pronunciation, the good words, you are learning.
So like the precise way of talking.
Yeah.
I say because you know that bad language is.
No bad words. No, another sense.
It's alright. Yes. Because you know it happens in every single language.
I will change the bad word for a wrong word.
Yeah, the wrong ones, okay. Like incorrect ones.
Yeah, incorrect one. So after that, I started learning in El Sena by myself in virtual knowledge, and that's it.
Classes too.
Classes every day, 2 hours. And in the end of the weekend, you have to make your work and to present to the teacher, because there are a teacher who teach you, who make the corrections with your words, correction with the school words. So that's the way that I was learning.
Okay. So in total, how much time have you spent learning English?
In total, I have the last certification, intermedia is the level 13 in the Sena, that is available until now. And after that, I just exchanging with people and going to the clubs, to the conversation clubs.
All right, that's all right. So, well, that's impressive. About now, let's talk a little bit about education. Do you think that is it better to learn languages in conversation clubs, or going to an academy, institute, or like learning formally?
For me, I think you can learn it by yourself, of course, with movies, with video games, but if you need the certification for some work or for another kind of things, you need an institute, of course, because the regular institute could teach you the good way to learn, like the vocabulary, grammatical, a lot of things that you cannot do it by exchanging just words. So of course it's better to go to institute, but the first step is you want to learn. If you want to learn, you do it by yourself or in institute or just for movies, but with the time you know how is your skill and how you can approve that exams or something that there are for available for some works.
Okay. So well, now, is there about the experiences? Let's talk a little bit about experiences related to English language or different languages. And the same question is the question we ask every single guest we have in here is, have you traveled to an English-speaking country? Yes or no? And if no, would you like to do it in the future?
Until now, no. But I will, and I'm planning to travel to another country, of course, to see the cities, to holidays, to enjoy my time there. But for practice my English, of course, and who knows, maybe to have a job where you can find your professional profile there. Who knows? But for now, it's just travel for fun.
Okay, just for having fun. Yeah, that's the most important thing, I would say, because if we don't enjoy, why? What is the purpose, right? So, and yeah, like along those lines, which country would you like to visit and why?
I would like to visit United States because there is a big one, the first world, I think. But of course, I would like to travel to France. To speak French too, and to know maybe Turkey. I would love to visit Turkey. The culture, Turkish culture, Muslim people. I love because there are different way to think, the political is different. Everything is different about our country. So I would like to know more about that.
Okay. So about you do speak French, right?
A little bit.
Like a little bit?
Not too much, but a little bit.
And how do you learn French? Because, here in Colombia, we speak Spanish, but our English level is not so high, and French level is not so high either. So why? Why and where do you learn French?
The same. I started learning by myself, to exchange with French people in some chats, meeting people. But after that, I started learning in the same too. In the night, there is some levels available, and that's it. And I love it because I love the culture. French culture is too romantic, and I love the pronunciation. And even it's harder than English. Even it's more difficult to know the vocabulary, but everything needs an effort from you. So if you want to learn, you have to make an effort for you.
Okay. And now, are you attended to French conversation clubs?
Yes, there is a conversation French club in Nice on Tuesday, close to the center of the city, in downtown. That's maybe 10 persons until now, and we exchange some culture. Foreign people comes, and we make some deals or make some food, exchange some ideas or some games, even some words, new words. That's it.
Okay. So now we're getting closer to the first half of this interview, and I would like to ask you like something related to, according to you, like based on your experience. How should a person, because many people here, they want to learn like a second language. in your opinion, what is the first thing, or how would you learn a language, a second language? What are some tips you can, or recommendations you can give to subscribers or new people watching this video now?
For me, I think first, don't be afraid to learn. Don't be afraid of to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to the people around you, what will think about what are you talking, or don't be afraid to be wrong in pronunciation, in conversation, or even in grammatical things. Don't be afraid. Just do it, and with the time you will add some words, new way to learning, and of course with the time if you practice you will become a really good expert like you.
She said I'm an expert, but I don't consider myself like an expert. I'm just a guy who likes to learn languages, and I know that it is fun. You know, I do this for fun. I see, for example, now that you're bringing it up, some people like teenagers or young people, they meet. I meet them and they say I would like to be a polyglot. Sorry, and I say why? I mean, when I wanted to learn languages, I did it because it was fun.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a goal in mind. But now I see young people and
objective.
By the way, guys, when you go to conversation clubs, you always meet people, and some of them they are polyglots.
Yeah.
And if not, what do you think about that?
Yes, this is what I see. There are, when I go on maybe weekends, there are a lot of people in some club here in the city, and there is a lot of people who is teacher or different language, not even polyglot teacher. So they can teach you French and English and Portuguese, German, Italian, a lot of language. So for me and for you, I think it's just for fun because we love the language. But there are some people that maybe for make a profession, for be teacher, or maybe because there are another ways or another chance to have to get a better job for the language. So who knows? But it's interesting to know someone who can speak a lot of language.
Guys, make sure you subscribe to this channel and also to hers. And now we start. Actually, we continue. We resume. And now, what about? Similar to other interviews, in like topics. Do you think that learning a second language, or specifically learning English or knowing how to speak in English, is important nowadays?
It's not just nowadays. I think always it could be important have acquire some knowledge and more English, because English is the first language in the world. After, I don't know if Chinese is one of them, first or second, but English is so popular in all countries in the world. And of course, if you learn English, you have another skills for your job, for make new friends, for make another things that normally in your own language you can do it, because there is a barrier with the language. So of course, for me it's so important to learn English nowadays.
And I ask you because, like, before we were talking like a little bit about, it is important, but now with the AI, artificial intelligence and technology that is like actually being released or created and spread through like different countries and different products, technology mostly. What are your thoughts on it? Do you think that maybe in the future is it useful to speak different languages, or the machines are going to do their work for us?
Maybe it could be possible to the machines, or machines will replace your own language. But for now, that even with AI, you could speak in another language with earphones, with AirPods or something, or with some apps in your phone. But for me, it's better to learn by yourself, to know the language, because even if you have the phone and the earphones and everything that you need for artificial intelligence, you need to communicate something, and the only way is to talk.
Okay.
You can listen, but you don't know how to express what you need. You need it. You don't know how to express what you are feeling. So the first of all is how to express in another language. Even the minimum for go to another country, you need to know the vocabulary, some special words, some special things, like the essential things for go to another country.
Okay, yeah, it's true. And like nowadays, people, they seem, and youngsters, they seem to interact less physically, and on social media, different ways to communicate, online classes, it's the world has changed. Do you think that people would still want to go to conversation clubs or gatherings or different groups to interact, or is it going to be like more like kind of an isolated world, living it through screens?
I don't know what will happen, but for now, what we can see, the isolation is a real.
It's kind of real. Huh?
It's a real problem with the population. For me, will be always the good communication will be always a good skill on you. Even the language, the corporal expression, because we don't need sometimes the language by itself, but the body language is important too, of course.
So yeah. What you're saying is that, I mean, we need human interaction,
Of course.
to the contact.
And we will need it all the time because we are humans. We need to have the contact with others. We need to have the relationships, not only from friends, for family, even for the evolution. We need the contact, we need the relationships, and the way that you can make a relationship is the communication, is the language.
Okay, you had it right, guys. So yeah, I mean, the best way to interact is, or better, the best way to improve or learn a language is interacting. And as you said, making mistakes. And the best way to make mistakes is going to a group and saying hi. So now, going to a conversation club again. I'm going to ask you this. If you go to a conversation club first and you don't know anyone in there, what would you do? What would you say? Or would you freak out and escape?
No, I wouldn't escape because that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
There is some groups that you don't know anybody. So first of all, remember you are in Colombia. You are in a city who everybody speaks Spanish. If you don't know English, you can improve your Spanish even. So start to talk. The first step is start to talk. Hi, to offer some drinks or to make a smile, to try to know another people, even in your own language, even in Spanish. After that, when you feel comfortable with persons, you can try use some words, some expression in English, and that's the way that you can start.
Okay, well, take notes, guys, because this is the expert talking. So, yeah, picture this. You go to the conversation club and you say, the first thing you say, you don't know anybody. What would you say? Would you say,
Thank you.
thank you so much? Would you say, what's up? Or would you say, it's not like that I am asking for the cell phone number or the contact through WhatsApp. WhatsApp as, ¿qué pasa? So, what would be the first thing you would say?
Just say hi.
You would say hi?
And say my name, of course.
You would introduce yourself?
Yeah, introduce myself and say something about what I like, my hobbies, or what I enjoy in my life.
Okay.
And after that, maybe to ask something interesting. For example, if you are there and we don't know each other, I can say, hi, how are you? What is your profession? Why are you here? Why take you to this reunion? So, of course, if you have not the skill for start to speak in English, you can talk in Spanish. If I see you so shy or something, you can make a better relationship because we are Colombians and we are so sympathetic with people. we try to make friends everywhere where we go. So this is the way to start a new relationship, a friendship, or anything. You have to be open mind.
So well, take notes, guys, because this is it. And because there are many people and they are really scared of talking to, like
So shy.
scared of mingling, like talking to others, new people. I mean, and sometimes it is tough. But the idea, guys, is that you get to talk, to break the ice. You know what break the ice means?
Romperte los ojos.
Break the ice.
Tell me.
So yeah, the idea is to I mean, I don't know. You need to find your way to do it because every single person is different.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you, okay, you do this and do this. No, you need to find a way to talk. But you need to find it in the way and in your own way, in your style. But the idea is that you interact and find a way to do it. Because if you don't improve, I mean, if you want to improve, you would improve if you act. I mean, if you talk. So it's like a little bit of like a recommendation. It's not advice. It's a recommendation.
Recommendation.
So okay.
Yes.
Now about are you still learning English? And would you and if yes, how? Yeah, it's just that for now.
Yes, of course. I think we never stop to learn. So when I go to the clubs, of course, I start to learning some new words for me, new expressions, new ideas about the language, and even when you watch some movie, when you watch your favorite series in Netflix, you are learning. Because there is even one or two words that you can learn every day, and it's good for you, for your skills. So wherever you go and wherever you listen another language and you are learning, you will take this knowledge for yourself.
Okay. So, as I asked before in other podcasts, what is the worst part of English and what is the best part of learning English?
The best part of English is easy. It's not like another language. I think easier.
Learning English is easy.
Is easier than others.
Easier than others?
Yes, even for me.
Why is that?
People say some friends say that even Spanish is difficult because the grammatical rules.
Okay.
For example, for me, French is difficult because the pronunciation is really
So
hard.
you consider that French pronunciation?
French pronunciation is complicated because we have not the same sounds in our alphabetical.
Yeah, like the alphabet.
The alphabet is not the same.
And the combination of vowels and everything.
The sounds in our throat is different. In our tongue is different in French. But in English, for me, it's not too much hard, but you have to learn. Because you cannot go on in some subject, even another subject for your life. You cannot go on without learn. Try it. Start with small words, small conversations, like the essential conversations, and after that you can learn it day by day.
Okay, and what is that was the good side.
Yeah.
And what about the difficult part?
The difficult part to learn,
English learning.
for example, when you are speaking with a foreign or from an active person, it's difficult because they are faster than your ears.
So they talk fast.
They talk so fast. So and sometimes the word is not complete. It's not complete, and you can interpret the good idea. So when you have to listen very well and to try to make your idea what is the conversation, because not always you can understand or you have not the facility to listen to other people. So the concentration is essential. To listen, of course, to listen the person who is talking, but to try to understand and to make by yourself the idea.
Okay. So now, of course, we both speak like as native Spanish. What's, according to you, is it easier to learn English or is it easier to learn Spanish? What do you think? Do you consider that Spanish is a difficult language to learn?
If you speak Spanish correctly, it's difficult.
Yeah, I mean, if you're learning Spanish, is it complicated?
In the case that I was not Colombian.
Yeah, imagine that. Because we're talking about what we have to do as we are not
Another
native
person, okay.
English language speakers. So imagine a foreigner. Is it difficult for them to learn Spanish? What do you
It's difficult to learn Spanish.
Why?
Because, like I told you, is the grammatical rules. There are some conjugations. There are some words that a lot of meanings. In Colombia, we had a lot of meanings for one word. And it's hard. When you are learning another language, it's hard because you cannot does not make sense to have a lot of signification for one word. It's so hard.
Okay.
And English is just one or two maybe, but always it's so concrete. In Spanish and in French, it's not possible. Yeah.
Okay, well, so you heard it. So maybe it's more difficult to learn the language. Many people, okay, I mean, here in Colombia, people they say English is complicated, but I mean, we've been discussing this, and actually maybe it's more complicated to learn Spanish, but we don't know it because we already know how to speak Spanish, because we are not aware of the language we know once we learn another. Actually, it's a quote I saw once. I don't remember the author, but it said that we only truly learn about our language when we learn another language.
Sí.
So do you agree? Do you
Yes,
agree?
I agree. And you know, for now that you take in touch the same topic, for example, people who is writer, they had to be so current in language, orthography, grammatical rules, and this is hard for Spanish people because no our people know how to write correct. No our people know how to speak well the same words. It's not the correct that you have for make a book, for example. So everything have an effort. But for me, Spanish is harder than English.
And of course we are not going to start talking about French because actually French is a way more complicated, and maybe one day, next in the future, maybe we're going to have another interview or like chat, random chat in here, maybe in French. Would you like to do it?
Très intéressant.
C'est très intéressant. Elle parle français aussi. Okay. Moving on. So, well, since we are actually having like a really good cup of coffee here, so
Really good.
you know that I have heard that in some conversation clubs they offer you coffee. Is that true? And do you like that or not? Or share those thoughts with us?
Yes, and there is some club that they offer some coffee, a really good coffee for me because I enjoy the coffee.
like
like
coffee?
now, I like
Why?
coffee. I
Why
love
do you like
because it's, I don't know, they make you feel better.
It's not because we're in Colombia, because
Oh, of course, we are in Colombia. We love.
Many people they say, because you're Colombian. No, we could be Colombians and still we don't like.
Exactly. For example, in my case, I feel comfortable with person who is drinking coffee with me.
Okay. And why is that?
Let's make a kind of relationship that we are enjoying the same thing.
You're like coffee buddies.
Coffee
friends.
date.
Right.
I love it.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
But some people they just hate coffee.
Because there are some specific things that make in your body, so it's not good for our persons.
Yeah, not everybody.
Not everybody could resist 3 cups of coffee. But in another way, the club who offer the coffee is really interesting.
That's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
There are clubs, conversation clubs, which offer different, I don't know, like a cup of coffee or something to drink.
Yes, and that's interesting because they make a kind of relationship with you, the friends that are around you, and the conversation make more comfortable because you are taking new ideas, taking another language and meeting people. Everything is mixed in the same place, so that's the good.
That's a good side, and it's true. I mean, but anyway, even if they don't offer you coffee, it's a great space for learning. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more, because you're saying you have the whole package. I mean, you have coffee. If you like it, you take it. If not, you're learning, you're interacting, you're chilling, I mean, getting to know each other, getting to know people, and eventually maybe getting to have really good friends.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you this. I mean, have you have you become friends with people you met in conversation clubs?
Yes, you know, there are a lot of kind of friends or closely friends, because we have the same topics and we see one each other in the same schedule, in the same day. So we become some kind closer with that people, because it's really interesting. They know your language, they know your knowledge about a lot of topics, like the books, like the comics, like the music, because there are interesting people who loves music, who plays on instruments. There is a lot of people that you can exchange some knowledge, so that's really interesting.
Okay, it is. I mean, this the good side of conversation clubs. And okay, what about what do you think is like a disadvantage? Because we have been talking about the advantages of learning, I mean, English, and most importantly in conversation clubs. But is there a disadvantage you can speak up about going to a conversation club?
Yes, one of the disadvantages what I see is like it's free for everyone, and you can go or stop to go wherever you want. There are some days that there are a lot of people, 20, 14, and even see a group in the nights, in the weekend, there is 15 persons. A lot of,
50 people.
Yes, 50 people. But it's a lot. But the bad part, the bad way in this sense is there is sometimes there are some 5 persons that it's smaller, but you can even enjoy like that, because there are some topics that could be interesting. And another thing, when you don't respect, or when there are some people that have the limit for another person, they become so uncomfortable conversation, because they want the way that they are thinking, and you have to be agree, and that's not the good way, because you know we are free for think, we are free for
free expression.
So if there is someone who want to talk about some topic could be sensible, think twice before you do it, because it could be difficult for another person to resist this kind of things.
Okay, so well, and I was listening to you, and now I know what to ask you next. It is about, you were saying that when you go to conversation clubs, sometimes you get to see big groups and small groups. Which do you prefer? I mean, would you like to be in a big group or a small group?
I prefer not too big, because small groups for me could be more close and could be more interesting, because you are in front of the person. When the group is bigger, could be difficult to interact with another person, because they are so far, or they are talking about some topic that you don't know. For example, you don't feel comfortable with the topic that they are talking, so you don't want to go introduce your opinion, because you already don't know what they are talking. So it's better the small one, because you can even when I go there and I meet some people and I know some people from there, you know what the kind of conversation they have, so you can go on in this kind, because it's like you really enjoy. But there is another topics that for another person is not interesting.
Okay, that's right. All right, so we're about to finish. You know, it's been amazing. So thank you so much for being here and actually enjoying. Cheers, because we're enjoying a really good coffee, and well, with good company as well. This day is beautiful. It's kind of fresh. You know, I don't know. if you want to come to, to Colombia, you want to visit and have some tours, make sure you visit Pereira, Risaralda, because it's amazing. Okay. So last question would be, do you have any recommendations for people watching this video now in terms of learning languages?
Of course. The recommendation is try to learn English in the way that you think the better for you.
Okay.
Like videos like this one, like podcasts, like watching movies, reading books, some series. Try by yourself. It's the best way that you can acquire knowledge by yourself.
So yeah, because actually I like to think about it like it's better to learn something if you know a little about that something.
Yeah.
Because you're going to learn faster. So our recommendation would be try to learn like the rules. Think about learning languages as a game. If you know the rules of the game, when you play the game, you'll be more prepared than others who actually didn't get the rules in the first place.
Enjoy the game. This is the last piece. Enjoy the game.
Yes.
Enjoy the game to learn. Enjoy the game to talk and other people. Enjoy the game to speak English, because it's really good. You feel comfortable talking in another language, making another person to know your ideas with another language. Is really interesting. It's really, really funny.
Okay, great. Well, we're going to finish now. In future, actually, videos, I'm going to bring up other guests. I hope, like speaking in other languages. I'm preparing something in Brazilian Portuguese. I hope you like that. And most importantly, because like in Brazil, the World Cup, maybe after the World Cup, just stay tuned, because we're going to bring a really awesome video, and hopefully in Brazilian Portuguese, and also for you to see that Brazilian Portuguese is really similar to Spanish. Okay, well, that's it. We're going to finish, and I'm going to pass this mic to my guest today, and you're going to say goodbye, and you're going to say whatever you want to say to the camera. So this is for you.
Okay. No, thank you for your invitation. I enjoyed the interview. I really like to talk to you. I enjoy to share with you the conversation clubs and the coffee. And stay tuned with your channel. It's really fun I see some videos about you and your guests, and really it's interesting.
Yeah, and actually I want to thank you again, because you're part of this, and what I really want to do is to come up with real conversations and real content, because I noticed that in my YouTube channel, I have a lot of videos, tutorials to teach where I teach, and I don't know, somehow maybe it's not too real, because it's just rules and grammar and follow this. It's more like a class. So I wanted to do something else, because actually I'm learning when I listen to interviews, but in different, or podcasts in other languages. So I feel like I am learning more if I listen to two people interacting, even though I don't know what they're talking about. So thank you for being part of this. This is the podcast and/or interview this is going to be the number 7, if I am not mistaken. So thank you for being the number 7, and I hope I get to do many videos like this ones.
I hope to come back, and thank you for everything. I enjoy a lot. So see you next.
Okay, guys, cheers. Take care. Bye.